Yes, Mariam. What is LC oscillation? We did LC oscillation in the last lecture. Fatma, what is LC oscillation? Fatma, you were absent in the last class?
Yes, sir.
Did you went through the recording?
No.
Ahmed, what is LC oscillation?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Ahmed. What is LC oscillation? I'm coming to you, Abdullah.
LC oscillation. Okay. Energy over time. Its frequency.
Abdullah, what is LC oscillation?
So in which magnetic energy and electrical energy oscillates. Like
Yes,
first, magnetic energy becomes maximum,
right.
electrical energy zero.
LC oscillation means you have a circuit having inductor and capacitor, and in that circuit, your energy oscillates. Like it oscillates as electrical energy in capacitor and magnetic energy in inductor. That's LC oscillation. Energy keeps on oscillating as magnetic energy in inductor and electrical energy in capacitor. And what is the frequency of that oscillation? Nazira, you remember the frequency of LC oscillation? Because this resonance is related to LC oscillation. Ahmed, do you remember the frequency of LC oscillation? No. Abdullah, what's the frequency for LC oscillation?
Sir, 1 by 2 pi root LC.
The frequency at which energy oscillates between inductor and capacitor is this. It's 1 by 2 pi root over LC. This is the frequency with which energy oscillates between inductor and capacitor. So that was about LC oscillation, which we have finished in the previous lecture. Now see what is resonance. In physics, resonance means phenomena where two frequencies match, like two systems are oscillating. If the frequency of both the systems match with each other, then we say it's a case of resonance. I'm repeating again. Resonance means two frequencies will match. If two frequencies match, then we say that the phenomena is resonance. So Nazira, what is resonance? What does resonance means? Nazira. Yes, Nazira. What does resonance means? I just have explained what is resonance. Mariam, what does resonance means?
When the frequency is matching, it's resonance.
When two frequencies match, then this is resonance. Yes, Nazira, explain it again. What does resonance means? Nazira, you're not audible. Just speak louder. The volume is very low. Sorry. Yes, Nazira. What you were saying? Yes. When two frequencies match, then we say that system is in resonance. So you have an inductor and you have a capacitor here. The energy oscillates in between inductor and capacitor. Energy oscillates as magnetic energy in inductor and electrical energy in capacitors. The frequency with which the energy oscillates is, that energy, that frequency is 1 by root over LC. Now we have two frequencies. Of one frequency, listen very carefully. One frequency with which energy oscillates between inductor and capacitor, that's one frequency. And second is the frequency of this AC supply. You have connected an AC supply E naught sine omega t. So if frequency of this AC supply and frequency of this LC oscillation match, then we say that your system is in resonance. So if your LCR circuit would be in resonance, I'm repeating again. LCR circuit is in resonance if the frequency of LC oscillation matches with the frequency of the AC source. If these two frequencies match, then we say that your system is in resonance. Is it clear? Meaning of resonance?
Sir, can you repeat?
In resonance, there are two types of oscillations. One is the oscillation of energy between inductor and capacitor. This oscillation happens at some frequency. I call that frequency is omega. Then there is another oscillation, which is your AC supply. This oscillates with the frequency omega. So if frequency of LC oscillation match with the frequency of external supply, then we say that your system is in resonance. Is it clear, Mariam?
Yes, sir.
So Fatma, can you explain when a system, when an LCR circuit is in resonance? Nazira, can you explain when this LCR circuit is in resonance?
When the frequency of omega and the external frequency match, then
Frequency of not omega. The name of
Oh.
frequency is omega. When the frequency of LC oscillation. Huh?
it's your oscillation and external frequency match.
Yes. Then we say system LCR circuit is in resonance. So if frequency of LC oscillation and external source match, then we say that LCR circuit is in resonance. And the frequency, obviously we know this frequency of LC oscillation omega is 1 by root over LC. This we did in the last class. LC circuit, the frequency with which this whole energy oscillates is this frequency. 1 by root over LC. So we call resonance frequency. The frequency at which the system is in resonance is known as resonance frequency. A resonance frequency, omega naught, which is 1 by root over LC. So the frequency at which LC oscillation and this external frequency match is this frequency, 1 by root over LC. Okay, tell me, is it frequency or angular frequency? This one is angular frequency. Okay, can you do one thing? Like corresponding to this angular frequency, Mariam, can you suggest how to calculate linear frequency corresponding to this angular frequency? Mariam? See, omega angular frequency can be written as 2 pi nu naught. This is angular frequency, this nu naught is linear frequency. So you can say that linear frequency is 1 by 2 pi under root LC. When I say linear frequency, that means this frequency. This is linear frequency. And this one is angular frequency. That's angular frequency and this is linear frequency, 1 by 2 pi root over LC. Okay, note it down. Abdullah, can discuss at the end. The one that you sent on the WhatsApp, that one.
Yes, sir, that one and one another.
Okay, that we can discuss. Is it clear up to this point? Resonance frequency? It's okay. See next thing. If LCR circuit is in resonance, then now you have to calculate various quantities, like you're supposed to calculate inductance, phase difference, part difference, various things, considering this frequency, that your frequency is this 1 by root over LC or 1 by 2 by root over LC. So let's first calculate inductive reactance. Ahmed, what is inductive reactance? How we calculate inductive reactance? Ahmed, how we calculate inductive reactance? Does anyone remember how we calculate inductive reactance?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Abdullah.
XL is equals to L omega.
XL is equal to omega L. And how much is omega? Omega is 1 by root over LC. So when omega naught is resonance frequency. Is resonance frequency. So if I substitute the value of omega here, Fatma, how much is omega naught? Resonance frequency? What's the value of resonance frequency here?
1 by root LC.
1 by root LC. So if I substitute instead of omega 1 by root LC, then your XL will be 1 by root LC into L. So it comes out to be root over L by C now. See, this root will cancel this L and you will get root over L by C. So that's inductive reactance when you take resonance frequency. Let's do one more thing. Capacitive reactance. Mariam, do you remember relation for capacitive reactance? XC. Yes, Mariam, do you remember in relation for capacitive reactance?
Xc is equal to XL.
No, 1 by omegas, right? This is capacitive reactance. How much is omega, Mariam? Omega naught?
Omega naught is 1 C by.
No, no, omega naught. Omega naught. We wrote here.
Oh, okay.
Yes. How much is omega naught?
Root C.
1 by root over L. So if I substitute this value here, instead of omega naught, I write 1 by root over LC. And this is C. So what happens now is you can take this root LC in the numerator and you will get its root over LC over C. So this root C will cancel this C and you are left with L by C. So if you look at these two expressions, so at resonance frequency, both XL and XC have same values. So you should remember this thing, like at resonance. So if your LCR circuit is in resonance, that means your XL and XC will have exactly same values. Both will have exactly same values. Note it down. Then we'll do other parameters. Fatma, is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Please do these calculations yourself. Okay, don't just copy this calculation. Try to cancel L and root L and get the value of root over L by C. Don't just copy the calculations. Okay, Abdullah. So, are you giving the test series in LearningView? Like,
Yes, sir. I gave a few questions. I did not complete the test. Like the transformers part is left. So
transformer? Why transformer? Like, did you get the schedule for the complete test series for boards exam? Right, start from chapter number 1 to the last chapter?
no, sir.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Just a second.
It will be released on 18th. 18th October.
Okay. Yes, noted. So at resonance in an LCR circuit, the value of inductive reactance and capacitive reactance is exactly same. See the next thing. Net impedance. Ahmed, do you remember the formula of impedance in LCR circuit? Net impedance?
Yes, sir.
Yes. What's the formula for impedance, Ahmed?
Root XC that equal to root XC square plus XL square.
XL minus XC square plus R square. So Fatma, if XL and XC are equal, then what's the value of Z?
Root R square.
Root R square. Good, they will get cancelled out. So XL and XC will get cancelled out. So that will be root R square. So Z is root R square. And Nazila, what is root R square? It's R only, right? What is root R square? Root R square is equal to R. So this is the impedance. Impedance is equal to R. So in LCR circuit, your impedance is minimum. In LCR circuit, impedance is minimum at resonance. So you can say that at resonance, impedance of LCR circuit is minimum. Okay, note it down. Then we see the other terms. And at what frequency this happens? This is true for any frequency or for any particular frequency?
Any frequency.
No. This is true at resonance frequency, Ahmed. And what is resonance frequency?
Omega.
Yes, Ahmed. Omega. How much is omega?
Omega naught is equal to 1 by root LC.
Yes, so all these things are valid for resonance frequency only. So if you plot a graph, it's omega versus Z graph, then this graph will go like this. At resonance frequency, omega naught, the impedance is minimum. See, your impedance varies with frequency. At resonance frequency, impedance is minimum. Just note it down, then we'll see other terms. So we will calculate all parameters that we did in LCR circuit for this particular resonance frequency. Noted? Yes, Fatima, can I scroll it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, after impedance, the next is phase difference. Does anyone remember the formula for phase difference in LCR circuit? You can just turn your pages and check what's the expression for phase difference in LCR circuit.
Yes, so tan phi is equals to XL minus XC by R.
Yeah, this is it. So if XL is equal to XC, means this XL and XC will cancel out each other. So we'll get tan phi equal to 0. Tan phi is 0 means phi is equal to 0. Phase difference 0 means your current and EMF are in same phase. So in LCR circuit, under resonance, current and EMF are in same phase. So under resonance condition, in LCR circuit, your current and EMF are always in same phase. Good. There's no phase difference. In general, there is a phase difference in LCR circuit between current and EMF. But if resonance occur, means if your frequency is 1 by root over LC angular frequency, then there is no phase difference. Is it clear? Noted? See, after phase difference, power factor. Nazira, do you remember any relation for power factor? How we calculate power factor in series LCR circuit?
Yes, sir.
Yes, what's the expression for power factor?
Cos pi by 2.
Cos phi, huh?
Cos
And how much is phi in LCR circuit under resonance?
0.
0. So if phi is 0, then power factor would be cos 0. That's and this is the maximum value. In general, LCR circuit can have any value of power factor. But if your circuit undergo resonance, then your power factor is maximum. The maximum values. It will have maximum values. Next, average power. Average power. So if we calculate average power, then this is ERMS, IRMS, and cos phi. What's the value of cos phi, Fatma, for resonance?
1.
1. So if I put, and this is the maximum value. If I put 1 here, is it better, Abdullah, now?
Yes, sir.
So P average is ERMS into IRMS. So your average power is maximum. This is maximum. So average power is maximum. So under resonance, your average power is maximum, which is ERMS into IRMS. Again, it's not true for all LCR circuit. This is true for LCR circuit under resonance only. Note it down. Noted?
Yes, sir.
Okay. See next, current, peak value of current. Okay, average power, I need current. Yes, do you remember the formula for current in LCR circuit, Ahmed? Any relation to calculate current in LCR circuit?
E naught by root 2.
No.
I naught by root 2.
Current in terms of EMF. Nazira, do you remember how we calculate current in LCR circuit? See, this was the
E naught
expression.
5 by root 2.
No. See, this is LCR circuit. This was the expression of current. Huh? This is how we calculate current. E naught divided by the impedance, right? So this is your current I naught, which is E naught by Z. Now just tell me, how much is Z in resonance, under resonance condition? We just have written. How much is Z minimum? Just turn your pages.
R.
R Z minimum is R. So if Z is minimum, like denominator is minimum, then you can say that your current is max. So in LCR circuit, under resonance condition, your current is max. So current in LCR circuit under resonance condition is max. So current is max. I naught max, E naught by R. Okay, if I want to calculate the RMS value, then how would you calculate IRMS in terms of EMF? Mariam, can you write corresponding expression for IRMS in terms of EMF? See, I naught is E naught by Z. So what should be IRMS in this form? Abdullah?
Yes, sir. E naught by R into 0.707.
Or you can say that will be ERMS by Z minimum, which is ERMS divided by R. So in this case, your IRMS value, RMS value is also max. So this is the expression of current. So you have power factor, you have current. After current, the next is if I want to plot this graph, this is omega, and this is your I naught. See, your current change with frequency, and at a particular frequency, your current is maximum. And this frequency is resonance frequency omega naught. Similarly, and this is the value of maximum current, I naught max. Similarly, you can plot a graph between IRMS and omega. So omega naught. IRMS max. RMS value is max. Note it down. So these are the values of parameters of LCR circuit under resonance condition. You should remember the values of all these parameters. इतना लिखा आपने? स्क्रॉल करूं इसे?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
See, next. Plot this graph. Noted? Next. So that was about LCR circuit under resonance condition and the values of different parameters. There's one more quantity which is known as quality factor here. One more quantity which is known as quality factor. So quality factor basically decides the peak of this curve. Like if I draw two curves, this is current versus omega. This is one curve. This is happening at some frequency which we call omega naught. Then there is another curve. So Mariam, which curve is sharper? Curve 1 or curve 2?
The second curve.
Second curve. So this one is sharp curve. So we say this is curve 1, curve 2. Curve 2 is sharper. Or you can say selective than curve 1. So the physical parameter which control the sharpness of this curve is known as quality factor. So quality factor is a mathematical parameter control sharpness, or you can say selectivity of the curve. Selectivity of curve. So we define quality factor in this way. Quality factor is the ratio of voltage drop across inductor. Quality factor is ratio of voltage across inductor, or instead of inductor, you can also take capacitor. That's your choice, what you want to use. You can either use an inductor or you can use a capacitor divided by voltage across resistor. Voltage across resistor. This is what we call quality factor. Ratio of voltage across inductor or capacitor divided by the voltage across resistor. This is what we call quality factor. So you can say that quality factor is, if I calculate voltage across inductor, then it will be I naught XL. If I calculate voltage across resistor, then that will be I naught R. So this I naught will cancel this I naught. How much is XL at resonance frequency? How we calculate XL, Abdullah?
Sir, root L by C.
You can write this as omega naught L by R, or you can write your omega L as, how much is omega L, Mariam? Resonance frequency. What's the value of resonance frequency? Mariam. Fatma, what's the value of resonance frequency here?
So what?
Resonance frequency, value of resonance frequency omega naught. What's the value of resonance frequency?
1 by root LC.
1 by root LC. Good. So it's 1 by root LC into L by R. So this root L can cancel this L and you will be left with just 1 by R root over L by C now. So that is the quality factor. Quality factor is 1 by R root over L by C now. This is the value of quality factor. Instead of inductor, you can also take capacitor. The value of quality factor will not change even if you take capacitor instead of resistor. So note it down. Then we'll do some questions on this. Okay, so that was about LCR circuit. Now solve some basic problems on LCR circuit. So first is okay. Let's solve this question of NCERT. Is it visible? Is this question visible? Yes, Abdullah.
Yes, sir.
Okay, solve it. This is a straightforward question based on the resonance condition, nothing else. So Nazira, how do you calculate this frequency which drive the circuit into resonance? Nazira, which frequency is this
Resonance
and how you calculate it?
omega naught is equal to 1 by LC.
But when he says the frequency, that means it's linear frequency. How we
Okay.
calculate linear frequency?
Linear frequency 1 by 2 pi
By-
root x.
So do it for the first part. And impedance of the circuit. So what is the impedance of the circuit at resonance? See, at resonance, how much is impedance, Fatma? See, this is the
R.
impedance. R. That's the impedance. So at resonance, asking another thing. Amplitude of current. Amplitude of current means maximum value of current. And see, this is the peak value, right? E naught by R. Do it.
So the variable frequency is EMF, I mean AC.
The frequency is this, the resonance frequency 1 by 2 pi root over LC. Yeah?
Okay, so
Oh, sorry, through a variable frequency 230 volt source. This is
yeah.
ERMS, Ahmed. This is ERMS. Huh?
Okay, sir.
The frequency of this ERMS is variable. And you're supposed to calculate the frequency which drive the circuit in resonance, means the resonance frequency. Fatma, Nazira, are you calculating it?
Yes, sir.
Is there anything special today? More than half of the batch is absent.
So we can't.
We have Thursday, so we have classes on every Thursday.
So actually, Noor went to buy uniform. Actually, he
Noor?
said no. So Noor went to buy school uniform.
Okay, you went to buy school uniform, okay? Okay, and she is not well. And Sania is okay, Nazira. So if I substitute the values, Nazira, did you change the unit? No. It's 1 by 2 pi L. Say how much is L? It's 5 Henry. Good. No need to change L. But you may need to change C. C is 80 microfarad. So how we remove micro, Fatima? Yes, Fatima. How we remove micro? Ahmed, how we remove micro from here?
10 raised to minus 6.
Minus 6. So we get 1 by 2 pi. It's root over 400 into 10 raised power minus 6. So when you take root of all these things, this is 1 by 2 pi. Root of 400 is 20. Root of 10 raised to the power minus 6 is 10 raised power minus 3. So you can say that if you take this 10 raised power minus 3 to the numerator, this is 10 raised power 3 by 40 pi hertz. Nazira, clear now?
Yes, sir.
You just missed this unit conversion. What happened, Mariam? So, Mariam, did you write this before getting disconnected? It's okay.
So I did not.
So from up to where you wrote? You wrote this thing, this current?
Yes.
It's okay. You wrote current. Okay, note it down. Quality factor. Note it down, Mariam, the value of quality factor.
Sir,
Yes, Abdullah.
sir, for B part that ERMS is given, right? Like ERMS is 230 volts.
Yes, ERMS is given. So when you say amplitude, that means the maximum value, peak value. Amplitude means the peak value. From RMS, you have to calculate the peak value. So, Mariam, can I scroll it?
Yes.
Yes, Mariam, noted.
Yes, sir.
So this is the numerical based on the resonance. So the first part simply says the resonance frequency. Resonance frequency is 1 by 2 by root over LC. Just put the value of L. L is 5 Henry. C is 80 microfarad. This gives 10 raised power 3 by 40 pi hertz. The second part says calculate the impedance of the circuit. Mariam, do you remember impedance, the value of impedance for resonance? Just turn your pages. What's the value of impedance for resonance? LCR circuit under resonance condition. Fatma, how much is impedance? Impedance is equal to resistance only. We have written it just here. It's equal to R. And that resistance is equal to 40 ohm. This is the impedance. After impedance, is also asking about the amplitude of current at the resonance frequency. When you say amplitude, amplitude means peak value of current. So at resonance frequency, how we calculate the peak value? Mariam? Just turn your pages and see what's the value of this thing, I naught max. Yes, Ahmed.
E naught by R.
E naught divided by R. But E naught is not given, ERMS is given. Can you write E naught in terms of ERMS?
Yes, multiplied by root 2.
It's ERMS multiplied by divided by R. Now we have all values. You have ERMS, which is 230. It's 230. Then we have root 2. Then we have the value of resistance R. How much is R? R is 40. This much of R. This is part 2 only. Yeah? This is part 2. Third, determine the RMS potential drop across the 3 elements of the circuit. Okay, if this is the peak value, how will you calculate the RMS value?
Sir,
Yes, Abdullah. Yes, Abdullah.
so ERMS is E naught root 2 or E naught is ERMS into root 2?
Hmm?
Like that formula, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's
See,
E naught.
ERMS is E naught by root 2. No? So E naught will be ERMS into root 2.
Okay.
Yes. If you have I naught, how will you calculate IRMS? Nazira.
Yes, sir.
If you have I naught, how would you calculate IRMS?
Uh, I naught by
Very good. I naught by root.
root 2.
So this is your I naught max, which is 230.
So
Into
you
root.
can directly use ERMS, right?
Yeah, you can always use that thing also. So that is 230 by 4 ampere. This is RMS. Third part, you need voltage drop across the 3 elements. Like you need voltage drop across inductor, you need voltage drop across capacitor, and you need voltage drop across resistor. Let's say first calculate voltage drop across resistor. Yes, Abdullah, how do you calculate voltage drop across resistor?
IR. I naught R. Yes, sir.
I naught R.
I naught R.
When I say I naught, that means this is I naught max. Everything we are calculating at resonance. So how much is I naught max? It's 230. By root 2. by 40 into R, which is 40. So this is 230 root 2 volt. Similarly, how do you calculate VL? Voltage across inductor? I naught XL. For XL, you can use omega naught L. And if you can remember omega naught L, XL, we have calculated it here. That your XL was 1 by root over L by C. So you can write this as I naught max root over L by C now. Now you have all values. You know I naught max, you know L, you know C. So your V naught L max would be I naught max. How much is I naught max? This is I naught max. 230 root 2 by 40. Then it's root L by C. See how much is L? L here is 5. C, how much is C? It's 80 microfarad. This much of volt. Now, can you guess the value of V naught C max? Abdullah,
Yes, sir.
can you guess the value of V naught C max if you know V naught L max?
The same.
That should be same. Both the voltages should be same. Because see, when you calculate V naught C max, now that will be I naught into XC. I naught max into XC. So XC is equal to XL. At resonance, we have written that XC and XL are equal. So you can simply write this is V naught C max. V naught C max is equal to V naught L max. Is it? Note it down. See, for LCR circuit, resonance is very important. The maximum chances of getting questions from LCR circuit is through resonance. Noted. Abdullah, Fatma, Mariam, Nazira, have you written?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
See, thanks.
Yes, sir.
Okay. This is about LCR circuit. Fine. So this is over. The last topic that is left here is transformer. But before transformer, some small topics. Huh? So there is one topic which is choke coil. Small 1-2 mark conceptual questions. Choke coil. See, what is a choke coil? Choke coil is just an inductor. It is an inductor. Used to control current in the circuit. Used to control current in the circuit. That's a choke coil. So we use choke coil in the electrical circuit just to control current. So if it is an inductor, its inductive resistance is XL. When you want to calculate current, your current will be E by XL. See, to control current in the circuit along with choke coil, instead of choke coil, you can also use resistor. But resistor have one limitation. When you use resistor, a part of your energy get dissipated as heat. But if you calculate average power for an inductor, how much is average power for an inductor? Does anyone remember? Average power dissipated for an inductor, that's the current through inductor is Mortele's current. So the advantage of using inductor is you can control current in the circuit without any loss of energy in form of heat. So you can still control current in the circuit, but without losing energy in the form of heat. Is it clear? So just like resistor, here also you can control current, but there is no loss of energy in the form of heat. That's why inductors, or you can say choke coil, is better than a resistor. When you use resistor, you can control current, but a part of energy get dissipated as heat. But here there is no loss of energy in the form of heat. That's why choke coils are considered better devices than resistors. Just note it down. Can I scroll it?
Yes, sir.
After choke coil, there is another topics important for conceptual exams, and that is wattless component of current.
So I said no.
What, Ahmed?
So I said no. I was writing.
Okay, you are writing.
Yes, sir.
Next is wattless component of current. Abdullah, Do you remember what do you mean by wattless current?
Yes, sir, I guess.
What is wattless current?
In which power average is 0.
Current for which average power dissipation is 0 is wattless current. Now let's see what do you mean by wattless component of current. See, for wattless current, EMF and current should have a phase difference of pi by 2. We encountered wattless current in 3 cases. One in inductor. In inductor, current and EMF had a phase difference of pi by 2. Then we encountered this wattless component of current for capacitor. There also in capacitor, the phase difference for pi by 2. Then we did encounter this thing in LC circuit. Even in LC circuit, the phase difference between current and EMF was pi by 2. So in general, say if this is your EMF and this is your current, the phase difference between current and EMF is phi. You can say this is ERMS and this is IRMS. Now, since here current is behaving like a vector, so you can take components of current. Ahmed, can you tell me the component of IRMS in this direction? This resolution of vector I'm using. Yes, Ahmed, what would be the component of IRMS here? Abdullah?
Sir, IRMS cos phi.
IRMS. This is resolution of vector, like the direction with which angle is given will have a cos phi component, and the perpendicular one will have a sin phi component, IRMS sin phi. So, Fatma, just by looking at this diagram, can you tell me out of IRMS sin phi and IRMS cos phi, which one is perpendicular to ERMS?
IRMS sin phi.
IRMS sin phi. So, the power dissipation due to this IRMS sin phi would be 0. We call this IRMS sin phi as wattless component of current. If I calculate average power dissipation, due to IRMS sin phi is ERMS into IRMS sin phi into, what's the phase difference between ERMS and IRMS sin phi? This and this, what's the phase difference between these two things?
90 minus 1.
90.
Right.
Yeah, perpendicular.
Yes,
Just 90. Cos 90. So that will be equal to 0. So we call this as the wattless component of current. The component of current due to which the average power dissipation is 0 is the wattless component of current. Note it down, then we'll do anything. Then we'll start the last topic, transform. Yes, Abdullah, we will finish this chapter by. This is the last topic, transformer. Yes, Mariam, written? Okay. Okay, so this completes your waterless component of current also. The last is your transformer. The last topic is transformer. Say what this transformer. Transformer is basically a device which can increase or decrease the voltage. Transformer, do you know stabilizer?
No, sir.
Okay, there is no voltage fluctuation in Baron.
No,
sir.
You don't know about step. You haven't heard about stabilizer.
not yet.
No, sir.
Stabilizer नहीं जानता. Okay. Stabilizer is something which is a device which we in India we use this device to regulate voltage. To increase the voltage, we step up the stabilizer. To decrease the voltage, we step down the transformer. The stabilizer, which can increase or it can decrease the voltage. Usually with an AC, there is a rectangular box connected with the AC. Along with AC, there is one box in the power line. That box basically control the voltage. If there is some voltage fluctuation, then that box can control the voltage fluctuation. That is transformer. In short, transformer is a simple device. This can increase the voltage. Like if you give some voltage of 10 volt to the transformer, it can scale up that 10 volt voltage up to 100, or it can step down the voltage. Like you applied a voltage of 100 volt to the transformer, it can step it down to the 10 volt. This is transformer. So we use transformer device which can convert low voltage at high current to high voltage at low current. So basically what transformer do is transformer increase the voltage, but when it increase the voltage, it decrease the current in the same ratio. Means if it increase the voltage 10 times, then it will decrease the current by a factor of 1 by 10. If it is decreasing voltage, then it will increase current in the same by the same ratio. So it's a transformer, simple device which can convert low voltage into high voltage or high voltage at low voltage, or vice versa. So it can even convert high voltage into low voltage. That's transformer. Now see the construction of the transformer. So for the construction of the transformer, transformer have coils. This have a soft iron core. This is the soft iron core. So soft iron is a type of alloy. So we have a core of soft iron. It's a soft iron core. Soft iron. Over the soft iron core, we take some number of turns. See, if you break your mobile phone charger, then inside the charger, you will get some rectangular block. Every charger, almost every device have transformer inbuilt into it. And the function of the transformer is either to increase voltage or to decrease voltage. See in your mobile phone charger, okay, what is the voltage that is coming to your power supply? What's the value of that voltage coming to the power supply?
65 volt.
In India, we have 220 volt. How much is at Bahrain?
Yeah. 440, I guess. I don't know.
440.
No, like it is very high over here compared to others.
Okay, in your power switch, it's 440.
It's not everyone, but yeah. Like at some point. Yeah.
Abdullah,
Yes, sir.
Ahmed is right. Is it 440 volts to the power supply?
Sir, I didn't hear him actually.
Okay, in India, we have 220 volt AC, like the voltage that comes through the power supply is 220 volt. Okay, and do you remember the voltage needed for a mobile phone battery? What's the voltage requirement for a mobile phone battery? 5 volt, 10 volt, 15 volt, or 220 volt? Do you know how much your mobile phone battery needed?
220?
I said it's 230.
230 volt for a mobile phone battery. उड़ जाएगा.
No. I mean in Bahrain.
Not nowhere in the world a mobile phone battery can.
No. Sir, I am saying the voltage supply in Bahrain
Okay,
is
that's
230 volts.
230, na? Haan, 230 is acceptable, but 420 is very high. I think.
Yeah, I just checked that on
Yeah,
Google.
normally devices have 220. I have heard 220, but not 420.
Okay, in India it's 220. Ahmed is saying in Bahrain it's 30. Okay, that's fine. So, anyways, but your mobile phone battery, Nazira,
Hard
what do you
volt.
think? Your mobile phone
Hard
battery,
volt.
yeah, 5 volt or 10 volt. Your mobile phone battery can withstand maximum 5 to 10 volt of voltage. So if I connect your mobile phone charger directly to the power supply, its power supply is giving 230 volt, and your mobile phone battery can withstand maximum 5 to 10 volt. What should
It will
happen to the
blast.
mobile phone battery?
It will
There's
blast.
a transformer.
It should burst, right?
Yes, sir.
There's a transformer in the adapter. It controls the current.
So if you directly connect your charger, mobile phone charger with your mobile phone, the mobile phone will burst because your mobile phone battery cannot withstand more than 5 to 10 volt. So what your charger do is your charger decrease the voltage. There is a transformer into your charger. So if you want, you can break your mobile phone charger, and a mobile phone charger, you will get a rectangular choke. The major part of the mobile phone charger is that rectangular choke. That is the transformer. So what the transformer do is that transformer decrease the voltage from the 230 volt supply of your power supply. It decrease it 230 volt to the 10 volt to the 5 volt supply. So this is what it is doing. It converting high voltage to low voltage. And this is the construction of a transformer. A transformer have a soft iron core. Over the soft iron core, there are some turns of the coil, which is known as primary. And this end of the transformer is connected to the power supply. This is what is connected to the power supply. These are the number of turns, and it is connected to the power supply. Means the end of the part of the your mobile phone charger which is connected to the switchboard is this primary. This has some number of turns. I call this as NP. And this is secondary. This is the part of transformer which is connected to your mobile phone. This is which is connected to the power supply, which is secondary. Second, this is the secondary of the transformer. This is the secondary, this is the primary of the transformer, and this is the secondary of the transformer. The number of turns in the secondaries are NS. So this is the end of your transformer, which is connected to the mobile phone, and this is the end which is connected to the power supply. Let's write more clearly. This is it. This is the working of your transformer. So see, there is no direct contact between primary and secondary. You apply voltage at the primary, but this voltage, this current cannot directly flow to the secondary. There is no direct contact between primary and secondary. There is no direct contact between them. So primary and secondary are connected through mutual induction. So basically works on the principle of mutual induction. What happened here is the flux linked with the primary change. The same flux is connected to the secondary, and you will get an induced EMF in the secondary here. So it works. That's the principle of this generator transformer. Mutual induction. So flux which is linked with primary is changing flux. The same flux is linked with secondary. Due to change in flux, you will get an induced EMF. So mutual induction that we did in electromagnetic induction, that's the principle on which this transformer works. Next is theory and working. So we have NP, number of turns in primary. Then we have NS, number of turns in secondary. Then we have phi, number of turns per unit length. Sorry, number of flux linked with each turn. Phi is flux linked with each turn. So can you tell me how much is the total flux linked with the primary? Yes,
NP.
NP into phi.
Yeah.
So if this flux is changing, so you can say EMF or you can say voltage across primary. I'm using some equations of mutual induction. Voltage across primary is VP, which you can write as minus of NP d phi over dt. That's my first equation. So this is the voltage across the primary, this voltage. Now what happens next is this primary and secondary are connected. Primary and secondary are linked. So they are linked means flux which is connected with primary is also connected with secondary. You can say that they are inductively coupled. They are coupled. Means flux which is linked with primary is also related with secondary. So you can say that voltage across secondary is Vs, which is minus of Ns d phi over dt. That's second equation. You can just divide 1 and 2. When you divide 1 and 2, you will get Vp by Vs is minus of Np d phi over dt Ns d phi over dt. So Vp by Vs is Np by S. So this is it. Voltage across primary by voltage across secondary is number of turns in primary divided by number of turns in secondary. This is it. So this is the relation on which we'll have numericals. So voltage depends upon the number of turns. You can say that voltage is directly proportional to the number of turns. If you want to increase voltage, you have to increase the number of turns. So if you want to increase voltage as secondary, so increase the number of turns in secondary. If you want to decrease the voltage as secondary, then you will decrease the number of turns in secondary. Similarly, you can calculate the relation between the number of turns and current, but first note it down. First write this, then we will derive a relation between them. Yes, written.
Yes, sir.
Sir.
It's okay. So that's one formula that we'll use in numericals of this transformer. There's one more formula that we can derive that will connect basically the number of turns and the current. Yes, is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Sure. So this is voltage which is proportional to the number of turns. Okay. Similarly, you can derive a relation between current and voltage. See, for current, we can use the fact that transformer increase voltage, but it can't generate energy. It can't change energy. It can't change power. So we use the conservation of energy on using conservation of energy. We can say that power across secondary is equal to power across primary. So at secondary, you can write your power as voltage into current. This is how we calculate power in electricity, voltage into current. At primary, you can write this as voltage into I. So from here, you can get the ratio of Vp and Vs. You can say that Vp by Vs is Is by I. So if I call this as equation number 3, and I call this as equation number 4, so you can say instead of Vp by Vs, you can substitute Is by Ip. So what you can do is you can substitute 4 in 3. So when you put 4 in 3, you get Is by Ip is equal to this Np by Ns. Is by Ip is Np by Ns. That's equation number 5. So this is it. The relation between current and voltage, Is by Ip is Np by Ns. Note it down. So you can check, see, Vp is directly proportional to Np. Voltage and number of turns are directly proportional. But see here, Ip is inversely proportional to Np. Is is inversely proportional to Ns. You can say that current and number of turns are inversely proportional, while voltage and number of turns are directly proportional. One more thing, this Ns, number of turns in secondary by number of turns in primary, is also known as turn ratio. This is also known as turn ratio. Note it down. Then we'll see what we mean by step up transformer and what we mean by step down transformer. See, next. Then we have two types of transformers. One is step up transformer. Step up transformer means it increase voltage. It increase voltage. So what we do in step up transformer, the number of turns in secondary are greater than number of turns in primary. That's why voltage at secondary will be greater than voltage at primary. Because voltage and number of turns are directly proportional. But current is inversely proportional. So you can say Is will be less than Ip. That's step up transform. If you take step down transform, step down means it decrease voltage. Step down transformer decrease voltage. So number of turns in secondary are less than number of turns in primary. So you can say that voltage across secondary is less than voltage across primary, but current in secondary is greater than current in primary. There's one more thing. See, you can use this equation is always valid. Always valid. But for this equation, conservation of energy should follow. So you can use this equation only if your transformer is 100% efficient. Means all of energy of the primary transferred to the secondary. So this is true only if it is given transformer is 100% efficient. So if your transformer is not 100% efficient, then you won't use this equation. If your the efficiency of transformer is not 100%, then we will not use this equation. Instead, we will use this thing. If transformer is not 100% efficient, if it is not 100% efficient, then use this thing, use this equation. That efficiency is output power by input power. Or you can say that efficiency is VSIS by VPI. If it is not 100% efficient, then he will give you what is the efficiency, like 10%, 20%. Then he will use this relation. No. This completes your transform. Can I scroll it written up to here?
Yes, sir.
Got it. Now, there is one conceptual question that you will solve. There's no much time left for the numericals. We'll do numericals in the next class. So next class, we will do some numericals on transformer, and then we will start with magnetism. So magnetism is a very small chapter, just one class or two class, hardly. So next is, homework. So you will write four factors which can cause energy loss in transformer. So for four factors which can cause energy loss in transformer, you have to mention, and methods to reduce energy loss. So you will, Mariam, this eddy current is one of the method through which transformer can lose energy. So there are various other. It can lose energy through resistance also. So eddy current is one of them.
Yes, sir.
There are copper loss and many things. Okay, so let's stop here. Next Monday we will continue it. Huh? Sure.
Okay, sir. Thank you,
Yes.
sir.
Thank you, sir.
Allah Hafiz.
Hafiz.
Last it out.
Yes, sir.
Hafiz.